We mix our culture with the kingdom.
Yeah, man. This that new summertime anthem right here. This how we do for the kingdom.
Now we must swag down, boss down, let a minute get the devil out.
We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. We mix our culture with the kingdom. We mix our culture with the kingdom.
Yeah, made new, done with the old. I'm a walking lyrical scroll. No manuscript, this a godly script. I see she killed by...
Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Cut. You know how they do. Like cut. All right. Anyway, so the segment that we usually do more so is called "If I Was God." All right. So I was imagining myself if I was God at the Last Supper table, more so. You know how he fed and he said one of them going to betray me. So if I was God, more so, and God told me that somebody was going to betray me, I'm gonna call him out. It was you. You know, I'm gonna call him out like no, stay at the table. I'm not gonna even dismiss you because I want to know why you gonna betray me. I'm Jesus. I walked on water. More so, I told Lazarus to come forth, even though it was a lot of other Lazarus that wanted to come forth out of the ground. But I'm Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So how can you betray me? I said betray. Y'all need to hear me. Betray. What is it? Yeah, I said it right. Betray me. And I'm Jesus more so, but anyway, I just felt like, like if I was God and somebody was answering my prayer, I would probably have got real indignant, like, okay, I'll answer your prayer tomorrow because there's too many other people yelling at me. But here's the thing, aren't we glad that we're not God? Because if we were, it would be a whole mess. So that would be great. Anyway, yeah. Can I do something real quick? Is it all right? Because, yes, I was telling Brad, you can put this part of the show. Don't fire me. I need this show. All right, so I was downstairs real quick, and this is going to be real quick, I promise you. And I know I talked about faith in the other segment, right? But that was really, like, still heavy on me. So I'm just going to do this real quick, and we're going to go on. Okay, is that cool? I have the faith that sees the invisible, expects the incredible, receives the impossible. Faith that can conquer anything. Faith that uproots my problems. Faith to know God can solve them. Faith to vision my freedom. I have faith that can conquer anything. Faith to reach the unreachable. Faith to find the unbeatable. Faith to remove the unmovable. Faith that stands the invisible. Faith that can conquer anything. I don't know, that was for somebody else. I have to be obedient, but that was for somebody else. Anyway, we're going to take a 20-minute break with the first guest. Is that cool? God bless you. Welcome back to the Coach, you guys. Come on, man. So, yeah. So my first guest, I had an opportunity. Actually, I met her. I think I met her a long time ago. Yeah, I did. Just some great things that she's doing. And I'm just gonna say, you don't find too many artists that actually know what they're doing, and actually have a bio, and actually have some stuff going more so. Because some artists you ask like, do you have a bio? Like, no, and they've been singing for a long time. It's not throw aspersions on them. It's just that you just see that. But this particular artist, I had a chance to, just see her and actually hear her, and she can really sing. Like without the studio, she can really sing. Please, 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 y'all, give it up for Toby Martin. Woo! How's it going?
Good.
Oh, I don't want you to fall.
There we go. All right.
You good?
Yep.
All right.
On there.
So, so you're doing some great things, and your artwork is phenomenal. It's like, and I don't use that word a lot, phenomenal. Because I think that's anyway. But tell us about like some things that you're doing.
Doing a lot. I've been doing this music thing for a very long time, both gospel and secular, but all inspirational. Beyond that, we started recently, about a year and a half ago, putting on all types of fun events, you name it, speed dating events and cool things like that, vision board parties, budget classes, things of that nature. And then it kind of ended up being us putting on concerts. And I think that's the bulk of the new stuff that we're doing. And I wanted to put together like concerts that I wanted to be on, instead of waiting for people to call me and say, hey, we would like you to open up for this artist. Well, why don't I bring the artist here and then put myself on and open for the artist and then add that to my bio, like you said. So that's
because you have one.
I do have one. I do. Absolutely.
That don't.
Absolutely. and we're adding to that, but that's pretty much what we're doing. But yeah.
Wow. So I know you have some. Let me ask you questions. More so similar to what I asked the other. Was this a calling, or was this something that you knew that you wanted to do when you were younger?
Absolutely. I mean, even more than the singing, I enjoy writing the music. That's one thing that I think, coming up that has been a blessing and has opened a lot of doors. It's not just, can you sing? I hear a lot of people sing. You can go to an open mic night in Philadelphia and hear the same songs over and over again, done by 3 different people, 5 different ways, but doing your own music, it's different. I want people to hear what's on my heart, not just, something that other people can do. I want you to hear how I feel, what I've been through, the things God has brought me from, the places God's taken me to. And so, yes, I've always wanted to sing, but even more that I wanted to sing my stuff, so.
Wow, I love it. Clap that up. So, as far as the writing is concerned, so how is that? Now, I'm gonna ask you a question because writing is a good thing because money is more than the actual singing, And I always tell people, as you already know, that it's 90% of the business and 10% of you performing and singing. So, how is that actually like? Okay, how has that blessed you?
I mean, especially now because we're writing for other artists and we've had other opportunities. I think writing frees you up a little bit more to do more. And the reason I believe that is because when you can't write, you can only do what someone gives you. When you can write, you can do whatever you want to do. So I don't have to worry about somebody calling me and me not having what they need. I can get you what you need. Like the man on the corner tells you, that's selling the drugs. I can get you whatever you need. I can get you what you need. You just tell me what you want. I got you.
I got you. And you from Philly, I know that.
Born in Boston, but yeah, I've been in Philly since I was 3. Yep.
Right. I gotta be careful.
Nope, go for it.
Go for it?
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel, or if you do that? Because I know that certain states or cities, I should say, have the same flow. They say that Philly people are not that supportive, as far as artistry is concerned, and they are right. They are right. But what's your perspective on it?
That's absolutely what people say. What I'll say is I posted something a couple of days ago, and my drummer actually wrote me back and said that what I posted blessed him, and then another artist reached back out and said it blessed him. So I'm just going to share that. And I don't want no, Philly can be, fake supportive. They can support you as long as you can do something for them. And then there are some great people, so I don't want to all sum it up by that. But there is a thing in Philly, and it's a lack of support that goes around. But support for me is not really what I'm looking for when I perform. I don't want my friends to come to my show because they're my friends. I don't want them to support me there because they're my friends. I want people to come because they see value in what I have. So the same reason you would go see your biggest artist or your favorite artist is the same reason I want you to come out and support me, because you're expecting an experience. You're expecting to leave, different than the way you came in. You're expecting, to relate to something that I said. You're expecting to be moved. And so I don't really care about the support. Don't come to my show. I'm okay with that. I only want people that are going to receive something and come in expectation of that. So if it's 3 people and they all leave blessed, I'm okay. If it's, 5 people and I never see them again, but I know that they were affected by what I did, I'm okay with it. So I stopped looking for the support a long time ago. That'll have you going crazy, and that's the honest truth.
Yes, it
you
will.
think a lot of people are there for you and they tell you that, but you gotta center yourself a little bit different.
Well, someone told me in the car that you can't eat the seed. Once you plant this, because you was telling me how if you don't care if it's 3, and once you plant a seed, more so, you can't do nothing else about it. You just gotta let it grow if it's going to grow in that soil or that ground that you put in, because certain seeds that we put out don't grow everywhere, because maybe sometimes we put it in the wrong soil. But that was edifying to me too. Trust me, it was. You're married, so how does your husband support everything?
My husband is amazing. So, I'm going to tell him.
She said amazing.
He is. I love my husband. I'm just shout him out now. Luke and my 2 babies at home. Happy birthday, Hendrix. But happy birthday to my husband makes all my flyers for all my events, my promo. He does my website. Wow. He complains and he charges me sometimes, and it's okay, and I pay him. It is what it is.
So baby,
he sent me a Cash App request for making a flyer. I was like, all right, I'll just send you. It's nice. I'm gonna send you the money for it. But
so while y'all eating eggs, you gonna give me the money?
That's right. Look, you got it. You did the work, so I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna invest into what you're doing. He's awesome. So he supports me in that way. When I have shows that are late, he's home with the kids. In any way I can ask, he's supportive. I really can't ask for much more. Honestly, honestly, that's love.
Cut that up. That's good.
He prays for me too. So,
and that's a good thing, because you got covering. More so, and a lot of people don't have it. Where do you, from this time forward, more so, because I know you are visionary, more so, where do you want to go, like around this time next year?
I just see myself on big stages. I feel like, and then people say it, and you hear the songs, but I just feel like God has me in a winning season right now. And I just think, a lot of times we see that and we expect, this is for a time being and then things will get bad, so I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. But I don't think it's like it's going to get bad type of scenario. I think God just has me on this level, and he's taking me, as the word says, from glory to glory to glory. And I just feel like next year, I'm going to be on a big stage somewhere, singing my songs, and people will be feeling what I'm saying, and somebody will leave changed. And, that's just where I see myself. I see myself on tour, quitting my job, my 9 to 5, not because, I hate it but because I can no longer keep up with that lifestyle. That's just where I see myself. I really feel like God is just opening doors for me. Take it from somebody, and I'm just going to be very transparent with you guys. I've been through a lot, and this music thing, you said it, before, that it's not easy. It is not easy at all. It weighs on you emotionally. It weighs on you mentally. And that's another thing. Mental health is very key, so take care of that.
Mental health is key.
It really takes a toll, and I just feel like everything that I've been through, I think I was at a point where I was just like, all right, my family's investing money into this. We're putting time into this. I could be spending this time with my kids. God, what is it? Like, is this really, something that you want me to keep doing? Because if not, I can let it go and move on to something else. I'm okay. I have a good job. It's not a bad one. I get paid all right. I have no complaints there. God, what is it? And after that, I felt like God just started opening one door after other. It was a issue on the job, not pertaining to me, but my mom told me, stay out of it, because God has, higher highs. We put on our first big concert this year. year with a guy by the name of Samo. He's amazing.
Yes,
And
yes.
and he was phenomenal, and it was such a success. But usually like the first time around, you got a lot of bumps in the road, and it wasn't any. Like the finances were there, everybody got paid, the staff got paid. It created a buzz. God just did something with that, and then we performed on top of that. So to be able to jump out of, okay, this is my business, into let me get on stage and perform, and then come back to the business part of it, and there are no flaws whatsoever throughout the entire thing. I'm like, okay, God, I see you moving, and I'm like, all right, well, that was good, and now I'm ready to rest and see what else he has in store for me. But it was like, no rest. It's the next thing is happening,
right.
and the next thing is happening. I'm just like, all right, God, like this is really my winning season. Like we have a song, my band does. It's called "Join Me or Watch Me Win," and in the song, it's just basically saying like I'm gonna win. And
right.
so either you're going to join me, or you're going to watch me do that. But regardless, like there's no other option. Like people have, I could win this one. I could possibly, it's not a gamble. Like this is not a game. This is my life. And God, it's not a gamble. With God, it's not at all. I feel like, God's just been really, weighing heavy. Like this is your season to win. And I'm just watching whatever God's doing. I think, maybe about a month and a half ago, and I'm like rambling now, but I had preached a sermon, and it just was just basically about God just really taking you and carrying you. Like I don't even know what the next thing is. I don't know. I'm running on empty at this point. But God is just like literally taking me from. I can't even see it. Sometimes you have a feeling like I know. This is what I wanted, and I asked God for this, and He's taking. I don't even know what the next thing is. I just know that God's carrying me to the next thing. I can feel it. And that's just how I'm moving.
Wow. That's great. I had the question for you, but no, that was dope. Man. Okay, so I'm gonna say this because that really helped me. It's always that one person that comes on the show that always minister to me, and they don't know it, but I'll tell them that you really minister to me, because you said God is carrying you. And for God to carry you, that means you got to trust Him more so, and trusting somebody that you don't see more so. That's a lot. That's a whole lot, because you want the person there to touch, hold and stuff like that. But yeah, that's some dope stuff. So you have a show coming up. You about to make me cry.
I do. No, that's cool. Go for it. Listen, I'm just giving what people have given to me, and I've had those seasons where I don't even know, what to do. And somebody just speaks a word into my life, and it just changes my whole mindset. So I'm hoping that I can bless somebody else and do the same. But I have a free show tomorrow. It's at a store called Beyond the Seams in Philadelphia. And the whole purpose of the show is just for us to be able to do our thing. No strings attached, no extra formalities. If you don't have the money, it's not an issue. You just get there, and you can be blessed. The band, they're going to play, they're going to do their thing. We have a DJ that does all of our events, and he's an amazing guy, and he supports the vision. So, DJ Accomplished, I just want to shout him out just for the fact that he does what he does. But it's a free show tomorrow, and anybody that's interested is from 7 to 9:30 at Beyond the Seams in Philadelphia. It's like a creative store space, right. Just a chill vibe. But I just want people to come and to be blessed and to really receive whatever it is that God has for me to give to you, and through the band, because just the music itself is a blessing. So
let me say this before you go. You talk like a servant. No. You talk like a servant, and so many people don't know what that is. They know what they see more so, but they don't know what it is to actually serve. That means you are going to be ran over. That means you're going to be talked about. People are going to talk about you right in your face, but you're still going to serve them, because waiters do it all the time. I don't like him. I don't like the way he served, but he still come back and say, can I help you with anything else? And sometimes we take those people for granted, not knowing that they bringing you the meal. So I want to tell you, thank you for being who you are, and please continue to stay transparent. Where can everybody reach you?
TobyVent.com, on Instagram, TobyVent. That's TOBYVENT, like an air vent. Toby Vent. That's it.
Give it up for Toby, y'all. One more time, you guys. One more time for Toby. All right, so we're going to take a 20-second break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Coach, you guys. So, my next guest I actually went to a concert in Baltimore, and I haven't been to Baltimore in a long time, but I went there, and I was supposed to be doing something there, and I went there, and I saw this gentleman sing, and I saw other people sing, but when you know the anointing, you just know it. And most of the times, everybody's like, when you're at concerts, you just see a whole lot going on. You see a whole bunch of people singing, a lot of people jumping and shouting, stuff like that. Most of the time, people call me boring because I don't shout. I'm like, oh, okay. I just watch everybody else shout, but I still know who I know who God is. I just don't do the shouting thing. But anyway, I went there and I had a chance to listen to this brother, and I'm going to say that the brother can sing. I don't really have people that can't sing on the show. You can't sing while you're on the show. Anyway, but most of the times, I like I said before, I want you guys, I'm just going to get right into it. Please, please, please give it up for Robert Wooden III, you guys. I see your crew back there. I've been watching them the whole night. I'm going to call them out in a few minutes. Come on, have a seat. How's it going?
It's going well.
Is it on? Okay. So how's it going, brother?
It's going well.
So when I saw you in Baltimore, I said I got to bring him on. And like I said before, it was a lot going on that night. More so, I was like, Jesus. But when I had a chance to see you, I told my manager, and I was telling a few other people, I said, this guy can really sing. I want him on the show. And I had to we had to go through some stuff to, see if you could come on. Right. But I'm glad you're on. So you're into the music more so. And so tell us basically how and why you got started.
Sure. So so when I was like way young, like fresh out the womb.
How old are you now?
I'm 21.
Oh, okay.
But like fresh out the womb, like
y'all young people coming. I'm 40. I'm 41. I'm 41. Y'all young people kind of like showing me up, but it's cool though.
Well, like fresh out the womb, like my dad when he was younger.
No, I'm 41. Somebody said 41. No, I'm 41.
Like my dad when he was younger, he did like Broadway music and all that stuff.
Okay.
So like when I was like a baby, he would play like classical music and operas and all of that stuff. And then my mom, she has a singing group. So watching my mom sing and then hearing the music from my dad and all that stuff, I guess it was kind of like ingrained in me before I even knew. So we go to Chinese restaurants. I'm taking chopsticks, playing drums, and just in the car singing with my headphones on. My parents yelling at me, telling me, it's your music. You're listening to your music, not our music.
Wow.
But so, yeah, I mean, just hearing all of that and having that background, it was just only natural for me to just get into it. So songwriting, playing drums is where I really started out. I taught myself. And then going into singing and going to school for music. And it's just been...
So you went to school?
I am in school. I'm in school. Yeah.
That's a great thing. No, that's a great thing that you're in school. A lot of people actually don't do that, So I applaud that, the fact that you're in school. So I heard your group. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all can really sing, and you were harmonized. The harmony was like Jesus. Because when I heard you guys sing, I looked at my man. I said, "They singing!" And I don't usually get excited about people singing. I really don't, because it's really hard to impress me. But when I heard you sing, I was like, "They can sing!" Not just sing to the point where like you showing off, but you can really minister and sing. So. I know you do a lot of worship, music. So in reference to you being a worshiper, because a lot of people say, I'm a worshiper. And I really hate when people do that. I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody is a worshiper. Right. And like everybody worships something, So when you wake up in the morning, you get to your phone, that's what you worship. It's not God. So when you wake up in the morning, most of the times, and we go to our phones and we look at Instagram, Facebook, that's what you worship. Because that's the first thing you went to. So everybody's a worshiper. So, but you being a worshiper to live the thing every day of your life to God more so, how is that for you more so?
Right. For me,
is that right?
For me, basically, when I pick the songs for each event, each community event, each fundraiser I go to, the songs just come to me. I pick a song, and then God goes in my playlist and adds a new song, and he's like, no, you're going to do this one. And I say, okay, you can ask my team. Shout out Diamond, Shelby, and my brother.
You know what?
Kevin.
Let me tell you. Let me
But-
tell you why I was looking at y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody, why you keep staring at us? I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all supporting him, and that's why I'm looking at certain people that came out with you guys, and that's great because sometimes people need that push. I want to thank y'all for coming because y'all supported him. That's why I'm looking at y'all like, why you got good? Go ahead.
But yeah, so and then the songs come to me, and then when the songs come to me, something important happens in my life. So there's always something major that happens, and God is testing me. For instance, for this week, my car has not been my friend. My car broke down 3 times this week.
Wow.
And I've paid so much money to get that joy fixed. But so for instance, and then I'm just sitting here and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to be calm because I know I'm going to get this great opportunity to come on the show with you. So I'm just saying God is preparing me for that. So there's no way for me not to worship him.
Wow.
So it's just in terms of the things that go on in my life and the things that's happening in the world, God is just, I feel as if he's throwing things in my way that aren't necessarily a hindrance,
Okay.
but just a reminder of the things that he can do and the things that he controls, and just to show me how he can impact my life for the better.
Wow. I like that.
Thank
I like
you.
that. So, how is being a worshiper? Because you didn't answer my question.
My bad.
I know. How is, listen, okay, we write songs and stuff like that, and that's the artistry of it. And when songs come in, that's the artistry. I'm not talking about songs. I'm not talking about that. Just the song, when you sing a song, that's just more so the model. More so it's an expression. More so of you being a worshiper. But because I know that's what you are, and because God anoints certain worship, more so, how is that for you as far as an everyday life thing? Because you live it. Worship is a
Okay.
living thing. You live
Right.
it every day. So how is that for you? I'm asking.
Oh,
You gonna answer my question?
I think.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I guess for me, being a worshiper is just every day I pray in the morning. I listen to gospel music first thing when I wake up.
Okay, listen.
I do. I don't know what you mean.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I mean. All right, listen,
Okay.
all right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I mean. So, remember I talked about the phone?
Right.
Okay. So if I wake up in the morning and I go to my phone
Right.
and I know that I'm awake, that's the first thing. I'm awake and I go to my phone. I start looking at Instagram, Facebook. Who called me? Who texted me? What calls I missed? More so, did my mom text me? Or did this person text me? Did my wife? Or what? I ain't got no wife. But, blah, 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 blah. So I look at that first, more so. And then I said, God, thank you for waking me up.
Okay.
I'm not a worshiper to him. What happens is I gave the first waking up alarm to the phone. So when I go to before people, I can say, my phone is right on God. Oh, yeah, my phone is You get it? Do you?
I think so.
So what I'm saying is that being a worshiper, as you already know, you know this, but it's an everyday thing. Meaning, like you like you said, the car more so that would have stopped you, but you was actually getting there, but it's still you still press forward. Like, okay, God, I still got to do it more so. You worshipers get attacked a lot, and I'm sure you do. And I'm not saying you don't, but those that actually worship God for real, we get attacked a lot in here, and here, more so, because the enemy knows that's something he did. You already know this stuff. That's something he did. That was what he was in charge of. So it's like, okay, if he's a worshiper, I'm going to attack this first because that's what. If I can get this, then I got everything else. So even with the car breaking down, he wanted to attack that. Like, oh my gosh, because you even said I'm going to be calm. No one has to say that if you wasn't going to get hyped.
Right.
All right. So whenever you say that you're a worshiper, because that's what you are, because that's what I saw more so, and you are anointed more so to do it. So it's like whenever you say you're a worshiper more so, hey, it's an everyday life thing, because David lived it every day. It was an everyday thing. He even said it in battle. Lord, you are my shepherd, because he was saying that while he was in battle. You are my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He was in battle while he said. So that's why I asked you that question.
Okay.
You got it. All right, cool. Anyway. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. You right?
I do.
Okay, so this question will hurt you. No. So how's that for you? I asked the same question, but it's different for everybody more so. But how does it come to you more so? The writing.
Honestly, excuse me, most of my songs come to me while I'm asleep. Like in all seriousness, I'll go to sleep and then I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and there'll be a melody or a word or anything in my head and I wake up and I have to write it down.
That's worship hours.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
But it just
Who up that night unless you? But well, go ahead.
Yeah, it just comes to me. I write it down, and then I record it, and I send it to my producer, even though I know he's not awake. But I send it to him anyway, and then the next morning he'll be like, "Bro, this is awesome." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." But
Okay.
but yeah, so it really just comes to me while I'm sleeping. I'm never awake whenever, well, not fully awake. I'm always asleep, and then it wakes me up. That's always how all of my songs come.
Wow, and that's God, you know, because especially when He can get it through your sleep, because we be sound asleep. But that's what most of the times when He talk to us, because we not working, we not doing much. He can talk to us while we sleep, and you know, the money dreams that we have, that's not, you know, whatever, you know, because we wake up like, God, you said I was gonna have $1,000, but you know, I don't have it. So
Checking the bank
yeah, I'm
account.
trying to figure out why. You said everything. Now you told me that I was going to get some cake today, and I got cake, but I don't got the $1,000 because I dreamt of the cake. You know. So, listen, I want to ask you a question. And do you go to that church that I went to?
No, that was actually my first time going to that church.
Or you said like that?
Well, I'm Seventh-day Adventist, so I don't even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, God
So
bless you,
that's
brother.
why-
I like 7 days. Okay. So, that was your first time there.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know what was going on, but I was glad. Listen, I'll let you ask. You can ask my manager, the person. You can ask Tommy. I was going to leave.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to leave because I was like, God, what's going on? Because, and I'm not saying I'm not used to stuff. It's just that, like I told you before, I go to concerts. I'm like, oh, okay. So who's next? And because it's like, you know, and I think Toby was hitting on some things. When you go to certain concerts now, I think it's okay. We are robotically institutionalized shouting people. We love to shout. There's nothing wrong with shouting, but we love to do it without the message. You know, my grandmother always told me, shout with a purpose. Meaning, if God brought you out of something, then you shout. You know, and sometimes people are like, yo, I'm going to shout because of the fact that they, you know, I've always been told more so, don't tell a testimony until it's over. You know, let it be over. Because if you tell it while you're in it, what's going to happen is the enemy going, oh, really? You strong right there. So he'll come after you because he knows us better than we know ourselves. You know, and I always tell people that God knows us, but the enemy knows us too because he knows what we like. So when I was there, I'm glad I stayed because I said, God, why am I here? But I'm glad I was there because I saw you, you know, and nothing, I'm not casting aspersions on anything that was there or because, you know, I forgot his name.
The guy that was in charge?
Yeah.
Natlin?
Yeah. He invited me, so I was glad he did because he's a good friend. And he know I don't do concert like that. But he invited me, so I'm glad I came because I saw you. So that was a privilege. That was God. So what do you have coming up next?
Right. So I'm actually working on a single.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Come on, girl, give it up.
Which is actually based on the 23rd Psalms. So it's called You Are. It'll be out sometime in December, November. We're working on it.
Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out.
But yeah, so that's really all I have coming up right now.
So where do you want to be at this time next year?
This time next year, I want to have my single played on the radio, and I want people to listen to it and gain a message from it and actually understand and just be able to praise with it. Not necessarily sing it in your churches. I don't even expect to make anything off of it. I just really want, like, money. I don't really.
Why?
Well, I'm not really doing this for money, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much doing this just because God told me to.
Okay.
So like I'm just
So why you
doing
putting it out?
Why am I putting it out?
Yeah.
Because I want people to hear the message.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's gonna be on iTunes.
everything. I want to put
So
it on iTunes,
will
YouTube,
you-
right?
Okay. Y'all gonna make this is good. Man. So let me ask you a question. This is what I do. I do this all the time. Y'all know I like challenging people. I challenge myself. So you're putting it out. It's on iTunes, so people have to buy it.
Right.
To actually listen to it.
Yeah, I
so
understand.
you get the revenues back.
Right.
Okay.
But most likely that's just gonna
No. Let me say this: the workman's worth of is higher.
Right.
You know, don't mess with the ox that treads out the corn. So, yeah, I used to say that too. I was like, no, I want to make no money. No, I want to make something from it.
Yeah.
I want to make something from it. Point blank.
What I mean by that
So
is
say I want to make something from it.
I do want to make something
Okay,
from
there
it,
we
but that's
go.
not ultimately my goal.
Oh
if that
yeah,
makes
no.
sense.
Money
Okay,
should not be a goal.
yeah.
You know, because people say money don't. What is it called?
Buy happiness.
Buy happiness, but broke don't either. I'm just saying, you broke it. We not happy. so God, no, listen, y'all, listen. We gotta be honest. Tell God, I need this. I want this more so. And if he see where your heart is, he'll give it to you. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're right. I mean, it would be nice to make money off of it, but ultimately, my goal is to just have everybody just be able to worship from it.
Gotcha.
Really, like if this is really where God wants me to be, the money will come later.
Gotcha.
At this point in time, I just want people to understand the message and just be able to gain something from it.
I like that. And I like your spirit. I really no, I really like your spirit. You just like Toby, your servant. I like that. So I want to see you the next time. I don't know where you're gonna be exactly, but you can. I think you do have something coming up, right?
I do. I have
Okay.
a lot of things coming up.
Okay.
Okay. So September 29th, I'll be at Beacon of Light Baptist Church in Baltimore. October 6th, I'll be at Kingdom Light Ministries in Baltimore and also at another event or at 4:00 p.m. October 13th, I'll be at New Solid Rock Fellowship Church. October 21st. It's a lot of events.
All right.
Honestly, you could just follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Levi
least you got
Praise
something going,
_
trust me.
and you can find all of these events.
Yo, Robert, you guys give it up. So real quick, but still tell them your Instagram name and everything like that, so they can.
Sure.
find out
So my group Instagram name is Levite Praise _ so Levi Levite, and my personal Instagram is True _ Levite, and on Facebook is you can just type in Robert Wooden and it'll pop up.
Come on,
Robert
y'all.
Wooden III. Sorry.
Give it up, y'all. Come on. One more time, you guys. Robert Wood. All right, so really quickly, we're going to take a 20-second break, and we'll be right back with the next guest that I definitely want to actually you guys see. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the coach, you guys. Whew. So, all right. So, wait, is somebody in the audience with this real deep voice? Like, woo! I mean, like, I like it. I gotta keep inviting you back. If I gotta give you a dinner or something like that, listen, I'm gonna keep it. It's somebody on this side. Is you? Okay, we gonna go to McDonald's. But listen, my next guest, she was here the last show. She wasn't on the show, but I see it. Yo, this woman is everywhere. Yo, everywhere. And I want to be in her, well, not no more, but I don't want to be in her shoes because I don't know what she went through to get it. So I'm going to say it like that. But please give it up for Addrianna Montalvo. Montalvo. There you go. Welcome. Have a seat. Thank you for having me. Not a problem. So I was like really impressed more so, and just like really engaged in the conversation you had when you were here the last time, and just the fact that the book that you wrote, and just all the stuff you're doing. So tell us about the book first.
Well, the book is called Shoes for Yana, and here's a little bookmark for you. It says she raises others up because she knows what it feels like to be torn down. It's called Shoes for Yana, and
Okay.
Yana is actually an acronym for You Are Not Alone. And you just spoke about being in my shoes. You don't know somebody, and you don't know the journey that they take, and a lot
That's
of
right.
times we pass judgment on people not knowing what they've been through,
Right.
and you judge them on their exterior, not knowing the story. And
Wow.
so this is about 16 women who did not let fear choose their destiny, and so they've all been through something. And you know, women love shoes.
Yes,
We love us
yes.
some shoes. So each woman is represented by a shoe and the journey that they take in that shoe. And so I have women with, I don't like to say disabilities, inabilities. So I have deaf women in here, blind women in here,
Wow.
women who have been through some addiction problems. I'm a domestic violence survivor, and
Wow,
I was
congratulations. Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
great.
I was molested as a child, domestic violence survivor, grew up on welfare in the Bushwick Projects. I was a boxer.
Wow.
So, you know, you look at me, and I was a teacher at Violin High. So the kids look at me and they say, oh, you know, it's Miss Montalvo, and she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. And in actuality, I was born to welfare and the projects, and, you know, the neighborhood I grew up in. It wasn't if you got caught in a shootout, is when you got caught in a shootout, and you didn't even go home and tell your mom because
Wow.
it was normal. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, I was caught in the shootout, Ma. You know, thank God we were fine, but you saw somebody dead, you saw somebody bleeding, or the person got away and you got up and you went about your business. So
Wow.
if I was going to
Wow.
the handball courts, I was going to the handball courts, and I wouldn't even tell my friends there that had happened. It was normal.
Wow.
It's just that was life. And so no one knew my story, especially surviving the domestic violence and coming from that neighborhood. I was a strong woman. I was a fighter, and I got caught up in this relationship where I got torn down so bad, I didn't even know who I was anymore.
Wow.
And that's what made me really want to go out and tell these women's stories. And you're not alone. You know, the
That's right.
hiding, the shame, the stigma of not wanting anybody to be knowing what you've been through.
Right.
You hold it in, and eventually that does destroy you.
It does.
And
You're right.
like Toby was saying, the mental illness and the mental health, you get so caught up in the pain that you don't see your purpose. And so that's what my company is called Purpose Steps. It has an ED ending because we are all purposed.
Right.
You know, in the Bible, it doesn't say you're going to be redeemed. You
are
are
redeemed.
redeemed. You are saved. You are anointed. You are purposed. And so it's called Purpose Step because it's already waiting for you. It's already out there. But we got to take the steps. You know, you said faith. Faith without works is
It's
dead.
dead. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
faith without steps is dead.
Yeah.
And so Purpose Steps, it's waiting for you. And it's just up to you to take those steps. Whatever that step is, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be mountains. There's going to be falls. There's going to be valleys.
Right.
But if you take those steps, you know, one step, just one step a day, take that one step that builds confidence. That confidence leads to an action step. That action step leads you to another step. And you wind up being where you want to be, where you got to be, where God is calling you to be. But so many hide in their shadows or their stories. So I'm here to help people stand in their power and stand down their story and be okay with telling their testimony, being okay with just giving it out there.
Wow. Whew. Yeah. You know, that's confirmation to just something I did. You know, I was able to share with someone that because he was saying more so, because most of the times, okay, for instance, if something happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. And I was trying to figure out where that came from. You know, he always said, where did that come from? And I was like, I don't know. You know, I was just mad because they didn't have my donut right. But why are you getting angry? Because the donut wasn't. But that was because of something that happened a long time ago. You know, and it was just coming up. You know, it was just coming up. And what I started to do was face some things that I didn't. I found out that I didn't really forgive certain people from my past that hurt me or that did something to me, and then I said, "Wow, God, I really didn't forgive these people." And God was letting me know, forgive them. You know, I'm bringing this up now because if you're gonna go any further, you're gonna lash out at people all the time, and they're always gonna be the victim of something somebody else did. So I want to thank you because that was confirmation for me.
Oh, amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
it was. So you're doing some other stuff.
I do a lot of stuff, like
Come
you
on, tell
said.
us.
I am an intentional life coach. That means I want you to live with purpose. I want you to live on intention.
Yes.
I am an intentional life coach. I'm a speaker. I'm a level up speaker. I'm all about getting you to the next level and then bringing you up to the next level after that. I'm an author. I'm also working on shoes for Yanni now, which is the male
Wow,
version of
that's
this. And that will mean you are not isolated. Yana and Yani both mean God is gracious in Hebrew. And that was a bonus. That was God throwing that in there. I believe that I could help people activate the I'm possible
Yeah.
from the impossible life fractures and circumstantial storms that we've all had to overcome one time or another.
Right.
And in overcoming that, you get to live that true in you. You get to live authentically. You
Right.
don't have to hide your story. You don't have to hide the unforgiveness with the anger.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you know, I hear so many people say, I have to. Oh, man, I have to go to work. Oh, I have to do this and I have to do that. No, you get to do it.
That's woo.
You
I like
get
that.
to do it. You don't
You
have
get
to do
it. Wow.
You get to do it. You don't have to do it. And I spoke that one time in a conference, and this man in the Q&A raised his hand, and he's like, "Oh, so you're gonna tell my wife that I don't have to take out the trash?"
Oh, that's
And I said, "Well, here's the deal. Do you have children?" He said, "Yeah, I have 3." And I said, "And you have a wife that lives with you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then you have people in your home making that trash. There's gonna come a point in time when
I
your
like
kids
her.
are grown up and they're no longer making that trash in your house. And you're not going to get the opportunity to take it out every day because it's going to happen once a week because they're gone. And then what are you going to do?" I said, "So you don't have to. You get to do it. It's all about your perspective and what you see and what you do and how you feel. Like you were saying, you get to wake up and breathe.
Yes.
You
yes.
get to wake up. You're in a bed, you know?
Yeah.
You get to go to a job that 8% of the population in the United States does not have.
yeah.
Will trade places
Yes, they
with
will.
you. You
Yes,
know,
they
I
will.
have to clean my house. You have a house to clean.
Woo.
You know, these are things that you get to do. So if you get to do it, appreciate it because it could be gone. It could be gone. And the life that I lived with the abuses that I survived and I had to overcome, 3 years, it brought me to a wall. And I almost took my life
Wow.
because I just couldn't take it anymore. That thing that just you keep trying to hide. You keep trying to pretend what you're not. And then when you're avoiding where God is leading you, devil takes the enemy of your soul takes hold, and you'll never amount to anything. Who are you? You're just a Bushwick girl from the welfare projects. Nobody wants to read a book about these women. Nobody wants to read what you got to say. You're a nobody. Stay a nobody. And it came to a head. But God meets you where you're at. And in Central Park, I was walking around, and even my husband didn't know where I was at that time. And he's my greatest supporter.
Wow.
And, and I'm walking around Central Park. I got to this Imagine mosaic. There's a huge mosaic, and it says Imagine on it.
Okay.
And this man beeline to me out of nowhere. It's a tourist spot, so there's over 100, 150 people there. He beeline straight to me, and he said, "Can I take a picture of you?" Wow. And of course, I'm snotty, and I have an attitude, and I'm like, "No." And he says, "No, I want to take a picture of you with your phone for you." That was strange enough for me to say, "Okay." And he says, "Give me a smile, but act like you mean it." And what he didn't know was that throughout the day, I had been taking selfies of myself. And if I could take a picture of myself with an authentic smile, I wouldn't jump. because I was going to jump in front of a train. And so I take the picture. He gives me back my phone. And before he lets go, he holds on to my phone. He says, imagine this world without you. That was the moment. Whew. I was leaving Central Park to jump. So I decide I'm walking away from him, and I decide to look at the picture. And it's a real picture. And I'll send you the pictures that I took of myself before, and then I'll send you the picture that he took. It was a real smile.
Wow.
And that I just started crying, and I couldn't imagine my husband without me, my grandchildren without me. And I decided as I was walking out of the park that if you're real now, I've been serving the Lord since I was 19. If you are real, you need to show up now.
Yeah.
I don't need somebody giving me a confirmation.
Right.
I don't need anybody coming tell me the Lord told me to tell
That's
you.
right.
I
That's
need
right.
you now.
That's right.
And with that, my life has been a whirlwind. I retired from the Board of Ed. I was able to retire at 55. The book was launched. My father had been missing for 27 years. He was brought back into my life.
Wow, congratulations.
Just things turned around so fast when I finally gave it up. And you know that whole let go, let God. I literally did that. I let go of the mess, and I just made a deal with him. I know you can handle my mess.
Yeah.
And I will handle whatever it is you need me to take on and go. Just take care of that for me, and I'm gone. And since then, it's been 3 years. August 8th, 2016 was when that happened.
Wow.
Books been released. Things are happening. I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements. I love 16 to 25-year-olds. I was a graffiti artist myself.
Wow.
I just love that age group. They have so much potential.
Yes.
They have so much to give this world. They're not this entitled generation that everybody calls them.
Yes.
They are people with passion
Yes.
and purpose, and they have that entrepreneur spirit, and they want to do more and be more.
Yeah.
And we as adults have to watch our words. We have to be careful with what we say over them, because what you say is a covenant.
That's right.
And so what you're putting up there, when you say, I'll never amount to anything, or if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all, guess what? That's
right.
your life.
That's your life. Yeah.
But when you wake up and you say, man, I get to do this again and better. Because for me, the real thing that matters in life is how we each can play a role in making this world a better place.
Right.
And the only way we can do that is by making a better you, making a better me. And every day, that's how I wake up. I
Wow.
want to be a better version of who I was yesterday.
Wow. Wow. So I want to be clear that I want to make sure I know what I was looking at. So you do have some stuff coming up, am I correct? Or
I am speaking. I do
Yes.
have a couple of speaking engagements. I just was recruited by HISPA.org, the Hispanics
yes,
to
wow,
Inspire.
that's
Yeah,
great.
so I just got recruited by them. I'm going to be one of their role models and mentors. That's through Princeton University.
Wow.
I am speaking at Rowan University and Rowan College September. I'm doing a lot of college tours and just living life and enjoying it. You know, I'm speaking at women's ministries, retreats. I'm an ordained minister, so I'm taking that
Wow.
on the road, and
That's great.
just wherever he wants to lead me, he leads. You know, I say you set the intentions, and God will handle the details.
Wow, wow,
It's
wow.
that easy.
I love it. Your husband's here, so I want to. How you doing, sir? No, that's a great thing. How long you been married?
We've been married 18 years. He's
Wow,
my best
that's
friend.
great. That's great.
Yeah. His name is Santos.
Santos.
And he
Santos.
really, Santos.
Santos.
Yeah, and he really
See.
is a saint. Yeah, like he wants me to call him the pet names that everybody else has for their man, or their,
Aw.
you know, honey and babe. And I said, if your name was Pedro, I would still call you saint,
Like
because
stinky stink.
he's my saint, you know. He is amazingly supportive. In his world, there's nothing I can't do. In
Wow.
my world, you're
You heard
crazy.
that? You heard that?
Yeah,
greens
relation
for her.
goals. Hashtag relation goals right there.
So listen, you. I'm just gonna say this before you leave. you touched me.
Thank you.
And I was trying to hold back some stuff, but I want to say thank you because confirmation is everything, you know, and it lets you know that yeah, this is where God wants you, and this is where God's taking you in reference to some things that we gotta let go, that we're afraid to let go more so, and the pretending, you know, you just, you know, and I think sometimes we get that from church or just from being around people. You just pretend.
You know, we say we're fine.
Yeah.
And you know, I sometimes shock some people in church because I say, you know, there's a 4-letter word that starts with the letter F that I hate. And they automatically go to the curse word, and the actual word is fine. Because when I ask you, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. And you're dying inside.
Yeah.
I hate that word fine. You're not fine. You're not okay. Let me know that so I could pray with you. Let me know that so I could just be an ear.
Yeah.
But we pass. So as soon as somebody tells me I'm fine, I'm like, let's talk. Let's
Wow.
go for coffee. Because
Yeah.
I know that fine is a dangerous word. That was a word that I use constantly.
Yeah.
And people believe me because I'm an independent, strong woman,
Right.
you know? And I wasn't fine.
Yeah.
And that's a word that I've taken out of my vocabulary.
Right. I like that. I really like that. So listen, tell everybody where they can reach you, get in touch with you, and actually see you speak.
Okay, so you can reach me at www.purposestep.com. That's with an ED ending. I'm also on Instagram, Purpose Steps, Facebook, Purpose Steps. You can reach me by phone at 754-2-BE-TRUE or 223-8783. I would love to talk to you. I'm that person. Just call me
Yes.
up, reach out, and we'll be in contact.
Come on, y'all, give it up one more time, you guys. Give it up. Thank you so much.
You know what I owe you? I owe you the snack.
Oh yeah,
Yes, because you tried to do a little spoken word, but
I did.
it was bad.
It was real bad, y'all.
It was bad.
And that wasn't spoken word. I was
But
like,
you can sing, so you
Yeah.
need this. You need it. You need it. You can
Thank
sing.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Take
Come on,
care.
y'all, give it up one more time, you guys. All right, so listen, we'll be right back with the final thought. All right? Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the culture, you guys. So we always end our shows with a final thought, and final thought would be trouble don't last. It really doesn't. Just like when you plant something, more so, or more so, I should say, flower. We want the flower to last because it's so pretty, but it's not going to last. But trouble really doesn't last. Sometimes the trouble, if you notice, the trouble that we make ourselves sort of last longer than the trouble that God sends or allows. So what we have to get used to is not making trouble ourselves because it lasts longer. And sometimes what God will do is let you handle the problem, but still give you grace through it. Same thing what David did. You know, he slept with Bathsheba, had a child, and God had to give him grace to go through it. You know, God, I did it. You know, but trouble doesn't last always. I know we're seeing a lot of stuff going on with the, you know, the White House. You know, I pray that he's not president again, but the White House and, you know, scratch that. Because I ain't supposed to say. But, you know, I pray that, you know, I stay on him. I pray that God, you know, does some things with the White House, does something with Congress, and, you know, because I watch CNN, that's how, you know, I'm just bored like that. But, you know, just certain things that we see. But remember this more so. If God is God, then trouble not gonna last, you know. And if we put him on the pedestal that we put him on, it does not last. And sometimes he will give us rest from the trouble more so. Now I don't mean rest and actually going with him eternally. Oh my gosh, he in heaven with the. No, I'm talking about just more so, just resting in him. It's a good thing to rest in God. All right. So if I could leave you with something more so, trouble don't last. Thank you for coming.